Welcome to Introduction to Business. We'll be covering Chapter 13, Marketing, and most likely you're taking me for an online class or a face-to-face class, Introduction to Business, and we'll be covering Chapter 13. So this will be in conjunction with your feasibility study that you'll be doing for me. Okay, so what do we have on, remember, when you looked at the overview, I introduced Chapter 13 real lightly, that marketing is considered integrated marketing plan, or the heart of the whole marketing campaign of your business going forward. When I say the heart, this is the pulse. So when you're going to look at your advertising, you're going to look at your different promotional media that you're going to be utilizing, which paper you're going to advertise. All this makes sense only if you understand the customers that you're trying to target. So to build on this, you have to have a campaign, and I'll use the example of McDonald's. McDonald's, Burger King, doesn't make a difference. They're all going into the cappuccino scene. So if I'm looking at cappuccino, so their marketing campaign, whether it's McDonald's or Burger King, is going to be focusing on the new cappuccino that they're going to be introducing to their regular and new customers. Maybe to bring customers from Starbucks into McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or whatever. Okay, so they're going to their marketing campaign is going to be, how do I get customers to come and try our new cappuccino line? What they'll basically do is advertise. They're going to have promotional mix, coupons to get you in there. They're going to advertise in the newspaper, everything else. And all their ads and promotion is going to be focused in on the new cappuccino. So I'll see a promotion saying, hey, try a new cappuccino. Did you realize that we're offering it now? I'll see a coupon for the cappuccino, or buy one, or if you buy this big meal, you get a free cappuccino as a sampler. I'll also, when I go into any one of their restaurants drive-thru or inside, they'll say, welcome to whatever restaurant, would you like to try our cappuccino? That's the sales portion coming in. So when you're looking at it, everywhere I go, I see ads, radio, commercials, all focusing on the cappuccino. Maybe next winter time, in the winter, they may be focusing on a Christmas tree or a Hanukkah or something that's going to be for that season, and then they're going to come up with a different type of a food or a different type of a drink, and that's going to be their new campaign. Or they may be focusing on letting customers know that they have a new value meal, or they let the customers know what happened within the product. So all that is your integrated marketing. So marketing is the heart, the center, and everything else will work off of that. So what do you have to know? First of all, to be an effective marketer, make sure you're opening up your concept maps. Let me put this on. And what you're going to do is, what is marketing? Marketing in a nutshell is, I as a business have a product, and the only way I can sell a product is my consumers have a need. So I have to find what the need, could I fill, if I come up with a new product, is there a need for it? For some of you, you open up a business or you want to be an entrepreneur, and so you have an idea of what you think you want to sell. Now what you're doing through your research and your feasibility studies going forward is, how do I identify who's going to buy my product? So I do a lot of secondary data. I think my product will be targeted to baby boomers. It may be targeted to Generation Y, younger individuals. So I'll have to know, once I understand who's going to whose need I'm satisfying, then I'll have to make sure I have the medium. Remember from our communication class, is to present that that hey, you've got a need, I have a way to solve the need. If I look at something real common, you see it all over the paper, is a Match.com or eHarmony, whatever. I'm single. I didn't know I need to fill the need. I need to find a mate. So they have different ways for me to find a mate. Now what you have, even to find a mate, you say, hey, if I am a person of color, or a black person, and I think that's the way is some of the ads that are coming on there, find other black individuals like myself. Or if I am a Christian, find other Christian mingle. So they're being more specific to that market. Even though I'm still satisfying a need, now I'm looking at subgroup. So that's what the whole marketing activity is. So you can look at websites. How do your target customers find information to satisfy that need. And so if they're looking at online, then I have to make sure I have an online presence. If they're reading some kind of a magazine, then I got to make sure that my ads are within that magazine. Okay, so when you look at this one real quickly, 4 areas of marketing, selling, marketing concept, customer relationship. Most of the businesses now, because money is tight, individuals are looking more for relationships, long-term relationship, and that's basically where you look at branding. If I look at Kellogg's, why do people buy General Mills food? Because they have a brand. They already develop a relationship. When I buy into their products, I know they're healthy. They have healthy to the extent you're going to do for a sugar a cereal, but they have other brands, other things. So overall, the quality is acceptable, and I know what I'm getting for with the brand. It's a relationship. So a lot of this thing is relationship. The marketing concept was I could just bombard people with a lot of campaign. And sure, people are going to try it, but will that give them a long term? They'll try it one time, they don't like it because I kind of persuaded them. That's all marketing is persuaded them to buy my product. But after they bought it, they didn't like it. So they're not going to come back, or they didn't like the quality. So what I'm trying to do now, what I'm looking at, it's more cost effective to maintain a relation than to find a new relation, bring new people in. So you see a lot of businesses are going into a customer relationship area. Okay, non-profit, they still have to market, and I use the example of the Catholic Church, which says "Welcome home, Catholics." They're trying to bring the flock that's dwindling out, trying to bring them back. So it's not the bishops or priests that are doing the marketing campaign. Regular secular marketing campaign, trying to get people to the secular media. And not to be overpowering, but to say, hey, we want you back. Okay, so that's a marketing campaign. So the reason I bring that one up is whether you're nonprofit or for profit, you're still utilizing the 4 Ps. You still have an integrated marketing. What is your main mission or focus that you want to achieve through your marketing campaign to customers or to clients or to parishioners or to people who will utilize my service or product. Okay. So, and the biggest thing when what you're going to be doing now is the 4 steps of marketing research. Remember, secondary data is already out there. I'm just getting the information to get a general idea. I'm not stereotyping, I'm generalizing. So first I have to define the problem. What is the problem? And the problem has to be through the perception, through the eyes of the person who has the problem. And now I'm a business person. Now I understand how this person perceives the problem, so I'll make my marketing and my integrated campaign very easy for him or her to find, very easy for him to understand how the process works, very easy for him to know where they should be able to purchase this information. That is all in the integrated marketing. It gives the customer or the client that I'm looking for every information, but by different ways of presenting the information to satisfy different learning styles. Okay, so I had the problem, what information is needed. Then I collect the data. This is, remember, primary, secondary data. Once I have all the secondary data, it's easy, like government census, or you go to the website, or you could go to Chamber of Commerce or the colleges. A lot of times we'll have a lot of information that they're already picking up on their students or the clientele, because it's still a business. How do I get people back to school? And so I have that data. After I get that data, I want to be very specific to my service. Will they like my service? Will they like my product? And how I do that is basically through primary data. Primary data is expensive, and it's very focused for the individuals to my target market I'm trying to sell to. So maybe through the primary data, I'll find out, hey, maybe I have the wrong clientele or the wrong customers, or maybe I'll find something else. But that costs you money. But before you spend all that money on primary data, you get as much as you can from secondary data. That's what we'll be doing through our feasibility study within this class. Okay, so now I have that information, and once I collect it, what I have to do, I have to analyze it, make sure it makes sense, and analyze it from the perspective, could it be sustainable, and do I have the means to basically to deliver the way it has to be delivered to this target market. And benefits of target research is it saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of money. You don't invest a lot of money. You do all the research first, and then you have focus groups, everything else before you spend all the money going forward. Once I get it going, I have to go forward, because then I spent too much money invested in it. I have to make the project. You hate to stop the project like 75% because you mismanaged it, or there really wasn't a need for it, and you should have picked that up through the research phase of the business. Okay, ways to think with customers. How do customers think? You do an informal survey. Right now you could cross other people in that demographic. Hey, would you be interested in buying a Polish or a pierogi taco? And I just use that as an example. Listen to competitive service. What's your competition? See how they're marketing. See how they get the customers. See what kind of coupons they have. Remember, because you're going to try to get some existing people who are already utilizing the product or service, but from a different vendor. So how are they doing it? So I could tap into their network and bring them over. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not stealing anything else. I'm doing everything else up front. Because I'm just reading their newspapers. I go into the stores and see how they're laid out. So I do environmental scanning, technical factors, social, cultural, competitive factors, economic. All that is part of my understanding my customer base. Once I understand the customer base, how much, what's the environment, what's the global factors, because I sell it overseas. Are they used to buying products made overseas, or and implement the 4 Ps, and I understand the customer. What I'm trying to do is understand the customer, not what I think, is what the customer is actually thinking. And I'm generalizing. Once I get that information, then I can do my marketing campaign going forward. ABCs of marketing is always be customer focused. You always focus for the customer, is what he or she wants. Benchmarking against the best. So if they're benchmarking your name, or if I'm benchmarking against McDonald's, right now if you look at the vacuum, everyone's just doing against Dyson vacuum because they're most expensive, but they're the most has proven factors of best suction power or cleaning. So they're saying, hey, we're lighter than Dyson. So they're the benchmark. Like it or not, they're the benchmark. So why are they all going against the benchmark? Because they are the key industry. They're the ones that everyone is looking at the quality and the price and everything else. Like Apple is the iTablet is the benchmark for all the other tablets out there. Excuse me. Down the road, it may be Samsung, maybe the benchmark. Okay, so we have that. Now, different markets. Make sure how I market to business has always been customer relations. Remember, businesses do not come to your store. If you're a large enough business, you come to them, because they have repeat orders once you get on their venue, once you're approved, and they buy for all year long. And they'll, if I buy a cell phone with AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, or whoever, I buy the cell phone, I'm a one-time deal with them. I won't buy another cell phone until my contract's open. A business may buy several different cell phones, different aspects, because have people coming and going. As the business grows, I'm buying more. Unless my family grows, I'm buying more cell phones. I'm kind of limited on how much. So it's good to have a good business relationship with businesses, but it's a different way to sell to them. And if you mess up a business with their relationship, they will drop you like a pancake and go forward. Or a consumer, I could just re-advertise, reshape myself, remarket myself, new product line to a customer, and I'll have another 400, 500 million customers potentially I could tap into globally, a couple billion easy. All right, but I can't do that with business to businesses, because once I upset them, the very tight network, they'll tell other businesses George's consulting is not good, George's pierogis are terrible, or whatever. You know what I mean? So the word of mouth in the businesses will spreads a lot quicker, and it's more of a smaller market. So everyone knows what everyone else is doing within the business versus the consumer. Okay, marketing consumers is a little different. I'm looking at geographic, target market, location makes a big difference. How consumers want. Global consumers a little different than American consumers, and it depends. I have a global strategy. If you look at Visa or MasterCard, you have a global strategy. They can market anywhere. I think more Visas anywhere. It's easier to pronounce in any language. So their marketing campaign is different, even though it may be adjusting if I'm strictly a fully Islamic type of country, so they don't have any interest rates, but they have a different way that they could still charge for their services that falls in within the rules and regulation of that culture and within that government and within that financial system that has religion and government tied together. And then just a lot of, I'm a global business, so I have to adjust my product to meet those needs. But otherwise, I'm still renting money, getting usury fee. What do you call it? Interest usury fee, or you call it a one-time grant, however you want to package it, I will package it, but it's still money being utilized, and I'm making profit on that money. Okay? So it's different segments. Make sure you know how to do it. Business to business, we still use the 4 Ps. Only price may not be the first thing, more of a quality and specifications, and then delivery. And what you have to look at business to business is the end use. So if I'm buying toilet paper, end use, I just use that as a punt. So if I'm buying toilet paper, and if I'm buying toilet paper for my own personal use as a business, I should pay taxes for it because the end use is I'm a consumer. If I'm buying toilet paper and I'm putting it into a package or a basket for college students that are going away, or a knapsack or whatever, or a shopping bag for the gentlemen that are going away, that basically is the end use is not for me. It's a component of a product going forward, so I shouldn't pay taxes. Otherwise the cost would keep on going. If I pay taxes and put it into my product and pay taxes on that, by the time I get the product I'll be paying more taxes than what I implemented the product, what the product is actually worth. So remember, the end use makes a difference on that. What is the end use? And if you look at businesses has the SIC code, that's Industrial Identification Code for taxes and for economic utilization. But a lot of businesses, they may have the primary SIC code, but they have a lot of sub-primary. So from a business portion, even though my SIC code may be foods, but it may have a lot of sub that may be consulting or other things depending on the operation of the business, because a lot of businesses are very complex, just like individuals, our customers are very complex. I can't just stereotype them, I generalize them and understanding of it when in there's different subcultures. Okay, and then you have your PowerPoints, everything else. So that takes care of chapter, 13 in marketing. And enjoy talking to you. Make sure this is, you start building on this, utilize this, start using these terms and concepts. How do I market, who I market when you're doing your feasibility study? I need to know more specific, not I'm going to use the media, newspaper, what paper, what media, what radio station. Because once I identify my customers, anyone who's looking at your feasibility, are you utilizing the right media to reach that customer base you're looking for? Okay, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and this is Chapter 13, Introduction to Business Marketing. You're taking me online. We're in the face-to-face. This is a quick flip classroom just to get you to understand the concept maps and general overview of what the chapter is about. Make sure you utilize the PowerPoints that's presented, the Connect homework that gives you the more assignments, and the short videos and everything else, and you're learning. This is just a different way of learning, and this is learning in a virtual atmosphere at your own time and pleasure. Bye.